A road trip with friends is just what you need. Isn't that the best way to start out a travel vlog video? I got that as a fortune from Panda Express the night before we left for Chicago. So travel with me as I take you on our road trip. Cool! So now you've met Maddie and Sophie, who's made it their mission to scream while going under every tunnel. First rest stop in Tennessee. Made it to Tennessee. Okay. Wave at the camera.
Oh, you just saw me.
We are somewhere around here. Our main mission was to go to Lollaploza in Chicago, but that didn't mean we couldn't have fun and stop in every state on the way, right? We got McDonald's. This was also my first time trying a McDonald's bagel. Can't really complain. Like, we're at a Walmart and that view is so pretty. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Walking around Walmart while Sophie takes a nap. So a lot of this first part of the video is definitely me taking B-roll of the road and scenery, but I was really excited to get to see a lot of new places and go to states I've never been to, even though we weren't visiting them for a long time. Like, just look how pretty the mountains and the view is from the road in Tennessee. Like, I am awestruck. To Kentucky.
Hey, Maddie, you want to stop this one?
No. It's the Google Maps car. Alright, and our first rest stop in Kentucky actually ended up being an artist space as well, where a lot of local artists were selling their work and displaying their work, and as an artist myself, gosh, I was super excited about this. You already know that. Alright, and here's a view of the road from the rest stop. Honestly, this is probably the coolest rest stop I've ever been to. And yeah, we were pretty excited about the fact that there's corn cob jelly. And I'm not gonna lie, these plant potters, they just speak to me. And then we get back on the road, and you know I had to get an Alani for energy. Gotta love it. It was gonna happen sooner or later. Thankfully, we weren't in traffic for too long, at least at that point. Another tunnel.
I can hear Cindy in that one.
Because I didn't join on the other one. I joined on this one. And now instead of mountain and scenic B-roll, all in nature, now you're going to get some city B-roll, more into the urban side of the road trip. And driving through Louisville really made me realize I want to come back to Louisville as a trip just for Louisville. I want to explore this city so bad.
Gonna have like there was like
Stark's building. It's Tony Stark. But yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah, I took a lot of footage in Louisville, but that's okay. We're gonna go on a really cool bridge. Now, if you don't like bridges or heights, this might not be for you, but if you do and you like the adventure, stay tuned for the entire duration of our drive over the bridge, because I really appreciated the architecture and the view, and it's really cool. And with that, we finally made it to Indiana, and our last state we had to drive through before Illinois, and the longest state we had to drive through before Illinois. And we were getting pretty hungry, so we were about to stop for food. We ended up stopping at a cute little pizza place called Goodfellas. I'm pretty sure it's Godfather themed. Yeah. This place is cute though. My veins are crazy.
Maddie.
The food was a solid 9 out of 10. I would definitely go there again if we go this way through our next road trip. And in the restaurant, they had these little local papers, and we definitely grabbed ones for souvenirs. They're really quirky, and I am going to keep this for the rest of my life. I love it, and if you pause to read through it, it's pretty great. They were definitely a nice addition to pass some time in the car.
Just can't wait back, or can't wait to get back on the road again. I'm too tired. God. Look, it's like we're gonna be in that. Y'all know that movie, the movie In the Tall Grass? It's just a field. This is what it looks like at my house. I literally thought this was going to be like a gravel road. Yeah.
I made a lot of Stephen King references for this.
I wish the Stephen King movie In the Tall Grass, this is what this looks like. I'm gonna try to take a nap.
Our rest stop in Indiana was pretty interesting, so just take a look.
Straight up a vending machine building. It's very hot in here.
There was this whole gazebo building thing just for vending machines. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this before at a rest station, and also there was some interesting artwork, I'm assuming, on the wall. It all looked pretty old and like it had been there for a long time, but definitely interesting to see.
Indianapolis. I drew dominoes on my fingers.
Yeah, the Indianapolis traffic made the traffic we went through before look like a cakewalk. We were stuck in this for a while. But we were starting to see Chicago signs, so our destination was so close yet so far away. I wanted to try to get some footage of the skyline, but there were just so many trucks I couldn't really get a good solid one, but you get the idea of it. And here's our first look of some wind turbines. I got a lot of footage of this. I've seen them in France before, but honestly, I've never seen so many wind turbines all at the same place. Like the ones in France, there were a lot of them, but these just went on for miles. I swear there were like hundreds to thousands of these things. If you're from Indiana, please let me know. I would love to know how many there actually are. come on. Look how many of those things there are. Sorry I took so much footage, but these things are cool. And here's your break for wind turbine footage. We're about to take our next rest stop.
It still feels like we were like,
Yay, Sophie. We are so close, yet so far away.
yes.
Here's Maddie, giving us a smile and a little dance. Also, you gotta love gas station merch. Baby, she's big. More gas station merch. And more gas station merch, but this time a little bit more touristy. And we journey back on the road so much closer to Illinois, just yet so far out of our reach. And see, aren't you guys happy I filmed everything? Look at this footage I got of this rainbow. This is peak cinematography, ladies and gentlemen, filmed with the highest technology of an iPhone. But if you know me in real life, you know I have trouble changing the tone of my voice, so voiceovers are hard, but I gotta add some sarcasm in there somewhere for you guys. But like, it was a cool shot though. You can't deny that. And with that, we finally made it to Illinois.
Next door to the Illinois.
That's a nifty water tower too.
Awesome.
Awesome. Swap Rama. There weren't as many scenic things to film on this stretch of the highway, so I got a lot of good shots of the sky and just some buildings that I thought were pretty interesting too. What do we need to be singing right now? Nickelodeon, please don't copyright strike us. And we finally made it to the hotel, so please enjoy all of my footage of the hotel. We loved the road trip, but we were so exhausted and we were so excited to finally be there. So this is our room. I know I kind of already took a video of the view when we first got in here, but this is my talking video. We think that's the pool. We're not really sure, but we got a nice little view. Both me and Maddie forgot our toothbrushes, so we had to get some from the hotel. Exciting! And before bed, I made myself some tea, and we set out all of our outfits for Lollapalooza in the morning. Fast forward through time, now it's the morning of Lollapalooza. I forgot to film me doing my hair, but my hair is done. And now we've got breakfast. So yeah, I actually did green braid and hair extensions for Lollapalooza, and I think they turned out really cute. Time to speed run some makeup. Alright, and here's the finished look for Friday at Lollapalooza. This is the only day we got tickets for, so we were making the best of it. So our hotel was on the outskirts / suburb area of Chicago, so we had to take a train to the actual city. And our train station was actually really cool, and I really enjoyed the little downtown area that it was in. I'd love to be able to explore that more in the future. We made it on the train.
My heart racing.
Same. We've made it on the train. And this was actually a double-decker train, so here's me showing you that. Okay, so we moved to the top of the train. And what kind of Sydney Rose video would this be without me taking a ton of B-roll of the actual travel itself? I just filmed a lot of the cool things I saw on the way, like look, that's a whole tower, it looks like it's part of a castle. I would love to take a week or two just to explore Chicago and the surrounding areas of it, just so I could see more things like this in person and not just on the train. But hey, at least I got to see it from the train. And hopefully I'll be able to visit this beautiful city again in the future, and I'll have more time to do things like that. And to all of my fellow book nerds, this part of the train trip was definitely giving Hunger Games as we were getting more into the city and outside of the outskirts of the city. Like, just imagine the movie when they're actually pulling up to Pan Am. That's honestly what this was giving, and I'm obsessed with it. Here's my little time lapse. And when we got off of the train station, it actually wasn't really that crowded. We got to Chicago about an hour early so we could explore some part of the city and meet our friends at Lollapalooza. And here's my first view of Chicago for the first time, and I fell in love immediately. The city is so gorgeous. So our plan was to walk to Lollapalooza from the train station, but on the way we wanted to see Goth Target and the Bean, and we were going to meet up with our friend Jordan and her sister Hannah, which you'll meet in a few minutes. Gosh, you can't tell me that this building isn't every goth girl's dream. It's so pretty. We didn't actually go into Goth Target because we know it's just a regular Target, but the building and the architecture, I'm obsessed with it. Just like this whole city. It's just, I know I said it earlier, but it's just so pretty and breathtaking. I was awestruck almost the entire time. is the bean. Bean. And of course, we made it to the bean. And I took a lot of footage of the bean. You're welcome. And we said goodbye to the bean to explore a little bit more of the park and get in line for the opening gates of Lollapalooza. So Jordan's in that mask somewhere. We're in line. Just got through security. And we made it inside Lollapalooza. You're reunited with Jordan. And we're getting bracelets. Into the merch store. Walking around before anybody plays that we want to see. So Jordan and Hannah are from Nebraska and drove up from Nebraska versus us driving up from South Carolina. And you're not going to meet Hannah until much later because she went to the front of the Bud Light stage so she could be in the front for Stray Kids later that night. She stood there all day. And the merch store had the perfect view of Lake Michigan, and this is my first time ever seeing a Great Lake before too, so pretty neat. And now it was time to explore the festival, see some of the vendors and attractions that they had to offer. There were a lot of people giving out bracelets. Maddie had made bracelets too, and I'm a baby stay, so I'm still getting used to this culture, but I did think it was really sweet, and the fact that they put so much time and effort into it.
With Coca-Cola.
Okay, and this was by far my favorite booth, was the Coca-Cola booth. They literally made a skating rink, and if you know anything about me, you know I am obsessed with skating. I love all things skating, and this was the highlight of my day, not gonna lie. And I had to show off a little bit, show off some of my skills. It was a little bit hard to go fast because it was such a small skating rink, but this was still such a cute idea. And look how cute this keychain is, and our limited edition Lollapalooza Coke. And then obviously I had to film my friends being cute. Just look at them, they're adorable. And at this point we were ready for lunch, so we went out to check out the food booths. There were a ton of options. I got a quesadilla that was super spicy, so I had to seek out ice cream immediately. And this is the ice cream I got, 10 out of 10, and another freebie from a stay. Look, it's us! It's mirrored though. And this next part, this artist had a bunch of canvases set up with paint, and we got to add to his creation. Sophie started painting them green, and I started painting the red part of this rainbow, which I was so excited to be included in part of. And we got some temporary tattoos, which looked really cool, but didn't really last long because of our layers of sweat and sunscreen. If I'm lucky enough to be able to go to this festival again, I want to go for more than one day, and one day just to take some time to explore all of the vendors because there were so many and they all had so many cool things to offer. It was impossible for us to go to every one though. And we stopped to see some sets for some artists that we weren't as familiar with, but I definitely have more artists I'm adding to my Spotify playlist now. I also thought it was neat that they provided sign language interpreters as well.
Nothing's changed. It's a strain. Nothing's changed.
Right distance.
And then it was time for the first artist we wanted to see at the Toyota Music Den, McKenna Grace. They had a stamp so you could get some merch, and I got this really cool Toyota bandana. After her set, me and Maddie got in line so we could make our own Toyota custom keychain. And I had to get another stamp because mine rubbed off because I was sweating so bad. I know that's gross.
You're what? Make it loud for Ava, baby!
So to make the keychain, you actually got to get into a car, and I wanted a white keychain, but they were out, so I got the blue one. It's still really cute, and I got to put my name on it. And now you can see Sophie and Jordan taking a nap while they were waiting on us. And we didn't stay to watch Sexy Red very long, but I did get this quick video of it just because I know she's pretty famous, but I don't really personally listen to her music, but, you know, she was there. Also, can we please appreciate the view of the city from the festival? And we were starting to get pretty thirsty for something other than the water refill stations and for some snacks, so we went that way.
Got some lemonade and a Lollaploza koozie. Nice. Got some mac and cheese. It's good for festival mac and cheese. What? It's good for festival mac and cheese.
He is the bestest boy. Also, this is me nerding out about camera things and frames. That fan is going 100%, but it doesn't look like it because it's going faster than the actual camera frames. And then it was time to make our way to the next artist we wanted to see, the one and only Renee Rapp. And then it was time we booked it to the other side of the park to try to get a good spot in the crowd for Stray Kids. We got to the stage about an hour before Stray Kids was supposed to play. I can't imagine Hannah's been standing there all day.
We are to everybody in all of those people. Look at all of those chickens.
And with that, our day at Lollapalooza was over, but we still had to make our way back to the train station, so enjoy the footage of Chicago at nighttime.
I noticed that there were trees in the building when we were walking the first time.
I am still and will forever be obsessed with how pretty the city is.
Yeah.
I know I keep gushing about how pretty things are, but look how pretty Union Station is. I can't get enough of the station either, just like the city.
We made it on the train. People were rude. We made it to the car.
Okay, so I'm awake, but super tired, obviously. Maddie and Sophie aren't awake yet. Breakfast is super crowded, so I'm bringing some stuff back up. I'm gonna go back down and get them some stuff for breakfast. It's our day in Chicago today. So with our day at Lollapalooza over, it was time for our day to explore the city of Chicago.
We were late, but we think the train's late too, so yay! Run, Maddie, run! We were looking at the
BNSF train number 2012 to Chicago Union Station is now arriving. Please step behind the yellow line.
As you can see from the noise in that last clip, the train station and the train were a lot more crowded from the Lollapalooza traffic, and we left an hour later this time, but we got more time to explore the actual train station. And here's our walk as we're going to meet Jordan and Hannah at a deep dish pizza place. I got a lot of footage because this was like a 30 to 40 minute walk, by the way, but it was a good way to explore more of the city and get to see more of the sights.
I like that building. It's a parking garage and the cars are backed in. The river's right there. I would never.
And this next little bit, you're going to see a statue called the Wings of Mexico, and I ended up taking a picture of it, and I noticed a guy also taking my picture, which I thought was a little weird and might be a scam of some sort, but he ended up handing me this newspaper with my picture on it, and it was super cool and completely free. After that, we finally made it to the pizza place. It was about an hour wait, but totally worth it, and here's the gang. And you finally get to meet Hannah. And they wanted me to take a waving picture too. I got fettuccine alfredo, and we also shared a deep dish pizza. Super good and super worth it. 10 out of 10.
Jordan is the MVP of could live in a city. Jaywalking queen.
Now we were heading towards Jordan and Hannah's hotel room because they stayed in the middle of Chicago and we were going to drop off our leftovers, so we didn't have to carry them around on the rest of our walk, and then we were going to head towards the architecture boat tour. It was about a 20-minute walk, and I'm not gonna lie, I was getting really nervous that we weren't gonna make it on time, but we did make it on time, so I was worried for nothing. Sorry guys, I get really anxious. The boat was leaving from Navy Pier, and you can see the Ferris wheel at Navy Pier here, right off of Lake Michigan. And this area of Chicago was super cool. It's crazy how it gives beach vibes, even though it's a Great Lake.
We made it in time for the boat tour. Yeah, we are very sweaty. We booked it. 20-minute walk.
Here's some of the featured buildings we were gonna see. And of course I had to get a Shirley Temple.
It's really hot. I had to resort to putting my hair up because it's really hot.
Our tour guide was fantastic, and we got to see a lot of amazing views of the city. So enjoy the footage of the city and some clips of our tour guides telling us some fun facts and some history about Chicago.
Fierce as a dog with tongue lapping for action. Been telling their stories on shoreline boats now for 24 years. 24 años en the Rio. My name is Kevin. I'll be your ghost. Architecture doesn't happen alone. Everything is relative, everything is connected. You want to be a good neighbor, right? So look at the use of setbacks. Look at William Wrigley Jr., who first sold juicy fruit gum at the Chicago World's Fair of 1893. He brought the style of the fair home. It's called City Beautiful. You go back to classic architecture to uplift the soul. Into the film Batman Begins, surveying his domain and thinking, wow, Chicago makes a way cool Gotham City for movies. Now directly ahead of you, there's a building with a Greek temple A-frame.
And big shout out to Maddie for actually taking some B-reel. I didn't know she was doing this, and I promise we're not bored. We were just super into the tour.
New life. So here we have a 1913 warehouse thriving as an industrial-sized restaurant called Recourses. Now note the profile is much more horizontal than vertical. The architect George Neiman's was like the guy get ready for the style. Put the roar in the roaring 20s Art Deco, the 1930 Chicago merchandise mart. Little kids took one look at this building and nicknamed it the Hot Pockets Sandwich Building. Because it looks like Batman movie with Christian Bale, The Dark Knight. Hey, let's go to a little building with a map of the river and a red block on our left. Before the map was here, we tour guide to ignore the building. It did not excite us. $100,000. And put a map of the river on the side of our building now. Because they're exhaust fans. You're looking at a land bridge built on stilts right over top of M.
Also, the building with the point, yeah, he said somebody nicknamed it the guillotine, and I'm just like, nobody nicknamed it the pencil? That's just my opinion. It should be called the pencil.
Where but dawn's early lights, where twilight's last gleaming, firefighters get their training, yeah. I want to tug on your coattails. I want to pin your ear. I would like every person on this boat leaving understanding the greatest irony of the city of Chicago. And the greatest irony of the city of Chicago, where do you think the wind built the Firefighters Academy Boil? Well, laddies, they built it directly on top of Patrick and Catherine O'Leary's barn. Yes, indeed. Firefighters today are over there learning how to stop a fire on the very same spot of land where on October 8th, 1871, the Great Chicago Fire actually started.
I remember learning about the Chicago Fire in school, so I thought it was really interesting to put places with the events we learned about. Something I really would have liked for him to talk about, though, would have been maybe places where H.H. Holmes had been. Devil in the White City. It's a really good book. Definitely check it out.
I'll give a nod to Sunday with you, Mr. Rice Miller, Chicago's legendary chess records. It will be his melody and my words.
And after the boat tour, it was time for us to explore Navy Pier and Lake Michigan. The vibes of the pier were absolutely immaculate. Just look at all of the views and the art. Again, I'm going to gush about it and say, I love this city. It's so pretty. We watched this guy on the red jet ski do a ton of tricks, but I never got a video of him doing it, but we were so scared he was gonna flip, but he was killing it. And we checked out a few touristy stores, and look at my bear. It's so cute, has like all of the touristy things in Chicago. I loved it. And you know, everyone loves a very scenic shot with a Ferris wheel and the sunset in the background. Like I said, peak cinematography. And by this point, it was time for us to figure out something to do for dinner because we were all starving. So one of the only things without a wait was the Taco Bell cantina, and I know you're thinking, we have Taco Bell at home, but this was a Taco Bell cantina, so there were extra menu items and cough cough adult beverages at this Taco Bell, so it was still an experience. And then we dropped off Jordan and Hannah at their hotel. I filmed the spider because I thought it was cool. And look at the stained glass at their hotel. We ended up taking a lift back to the train station because neither me, Maddie, or Sophie wanted to walk that far, and we were exhausted, so enjoy the night views from the car on the way to the train station. Overall, I am so happy I was able to go on this trip. It was such an amazing experience, and I got to see a new city I've never been to before, and it just made my thirst for travel so much more. I want to start vlogging a lot more in the future, so be looking forward to more travel videos and just daily vlogs, things when I go on adventures, you know, all the rage. Well, you know, for my 5 subscribers out there, my TikTok's still growing, but YouTube definitely needs some work, so definitely subscribe if you liked this video, but you know, mostly just doing this for my own memories, but hey, if you want to subscribe to me while I'm making memories, feel free, because that ad revenue would be really great. After about a 10-minute drive, we finally made it back to the train station and made our way back to the hotel. So sleepy. Thank goodness we made it on an earlier train to avoid all of the Lolla traffic like last time. If you're confused, go back to my when we're going home from Lollaploza explanation to pause and read that. We made it back to the hotel, made some tea before bed, and then all of a sudden, fast forward, it's morning time. We've got breakfast, and we're hitting the road back to Spartanburg. I didn't take nearly as many videos as I did on the way there because we mostly took toll roads. We were ready to be back, and you know, I was tired. I did throw in one more clip of those wind turbines though. Gotta love it. We made it to Indiana. Bitty. I feel like they're just super tall, but I mean, there's nothing where you can't see it because it's so flat. And with that, we made it home. Maddie and Sophie dropped me off. I got a good night's sleep because I had to be up bright and early for work the next morning because the school year started. But thank you so much for watching, and definitely, like I said earlier, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe. I'm doing this to make some memories, but you know, that ad revenue would really help out. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Please click on the previous or the suggested video and check out some more of my work. Thank you.